Just want to show you an example of the young men in Dundestown that are wanting to work. They came to me and wanting to find some work. They can't find any work. When you're rebuilding, it's amazing to see how much piles of debris that I've taken out from my house alone. Every time you look, there's something need to be changed. If the money's there, you change it. And I'm so proud that these young men came all around my house looking for work, and man, they're working right there. One of the young men right there. And all that pile they've created, they just pick up everything. And that's what you do as the chairman of Dundas Township. You don't go spend $45,000 to fix up no park and to build no bar, because people are more concerned on putting their lives together. So right here, there's a lot of work. I gotta meet you on this. A lot of work to be done, and I'm so proud of these guys here cleaning everything. There's so much work here. See all that stuff down there. You see the wood down there? All this stuff, and you give them one little $20, man. They work, they behind off, and this stuff has been around the house for 1 month. On 1 hour, these guys already got it cleaned up. I'm proud of them. And all the yard now looks good. Everything is clean, and stuff keeps happening. Stuff just keeps happening. And this is what you call, this is my most prized possession, my mango trees. Man, Hurricane Dorian do me right in my mango trees. All of my trees are gone, but the debris are gone, and these guys are working. People don't know the hurt you feel that this F&M government brag about millions of dollars that was spent, but we don't feel it, don't touch it, don't see it. It's heartbreaking that everybody is a stranger and working in Abaco. But because of our lack of leadership in the most honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Darren Henfield, and him not being visible, we have been taken advantage of by this F&M government that send their cronies from Nassau with their manpower and just disrespecting us, passing us by like we don't count. And you can see the young men's them, they willing to work and they're working hard. And this is what's going on. You know, this is why I wanted to be a part of local government, to steer these young people in the right direction. So if there's no positive thing for them to do, the negative is always there. We as leaders need to help them along the way. Somebody helped me. I didn't have a father figure in my life, but I adopted some guys and they adopted me. But after the hurricane, it is unbelievable that everybody has left Abaconians to fend for themselves. How are we gonna rebuild when we didn't have any insurance? We don't have any jobs. The job is available, but the job is not available for Abaconians. They come from Nassau with $1 million contract and they bring their cronies with them. We're not even able to be hired to rebuild. You know what would be so great? Give us some sense of ownership, responsibility, if we are allowed to rebuild our lives. But we see people around us, lives being rebuilt. If you're F&M and you're crooked F&M, you got contracts on top of contracts when the small man can't get no job. And then they want to hire the cheap labor and then say that Abaconians don't want to work. Bahamians don't want to work. We are not going to work for shillings and pennies. They've been outlawed from the 60s. Why are we going to work for shillings and pennies in Abaco when the other guys is getting 100, 200,000, $1 million contract? And all these companies like Simmons Construction, Bahama Paving Solutions, they have made millions. These are black-owned millionaires, and they have not helped anybody with a piece of felt. I'm not even talking about no ice water shield. These guys have made millions under both consecutive government after Hurricane Dorian. They have not even helped the people that work with them and slave with them even through rebuilding. They're making millions, and they can't tell you one of their own that they've helped along the way. Black greed. Black greed. The worst type of greed is niggerism. If you got these niggerism in these company, they don't give a hell if you die. They will take the bulldozer and run over you. And that is what these companies has been doing to Abaco and Abaconians, running over us and collecting the millions and looking at us as if we came here on a boat. That is because we don't have a member of parliament in Darren Henfield or James Albury that could sit at the table and demand that these type of work are for Abaco and Abaconians, period. Nobody. We need building material. 11 months in, we need building material. 11 months in, we need water. 11 months in, we need electricity. Look here. Look at the poles. One pole got wires on them. September 1st will be 1 year. Big pole there. Nothing on it. All along here. All along there. Not a wire. Not only if there's not electricity running through my area of Front Street to understand, they are not even care enough to tell you when to expect. You see, there's a lot of people, Murphytown in particular, 5 months ago, the power is run down there. But they haven't got their homes ready and being inspected. I came back after being locked in and locked out for 2 months. My place is ready for power. But when am I gonna stop paying $30 a day for fuel? When am I gonna stop queuing up on a line for fuel every day? This ought never have happened if the government would have allowed Florida Power and Light to come in and show them how to work. Only people the government has let in the hundreds is the Mexican, because the Prime Minister, those are getting money under the table from Baker's Bay in the midst of 25 million. The ship is still sailing, the illegal money is still coming in, and he is still the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. One good thing I hope, through this 2 weeks lockdown with him and the minister, the Deputy Prime Minister, I hope to God that for 2 weeks we don't see him nor hear from him. Lockdown and shut up. That will do the Commonwealth of the Bahamas very well. If our Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister shut up and lock down for 2 weeks and then extend that for another 2 weeks and keep extending it like have you been extending the stupid, idiotic lockdown that is yielding no results. What ought to be locked down and locked out of Abaco is the Mexicans that Dr. Livingston Marshall and his smart self brought in here with COVID-19. Remember, I said at the airport, if these Mexicans is allowed to come to Abaco, at the time Kai Mills didn't even know that these guys didn't have their COVID-19 test. The lady that was there in charge of this, she quit. She quit. She quit. She said, you know what, there's a bunch of foolishness. Nobody's listening to me. I'm supposed to be authority figure. Nobody's listening to me. To hell with it. She quit. On Baker's Bay, Dr. Vincent Marshall, the most honorable Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, allow COVID-19 to come here by the hundreds in Baker's Bay. Jesus Christ here. There's so much literature. I'm going to rest that right there. You all stay locked up and locked down. God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.